Oh. Oh, why hello. I see you only have one eye as well. We can be friends in our lack of depth perception. Yes. Oh, all these feelings I have are not logical. What can it be? I have one eye. You have one lens. We can be lens buddies and take over the Decepticons right away. Yes, that would be wonderful. Hi there, this is Tets of Tets Toys and Shenanigans, and I'm just here with a review of my lovely jump shot Shockwave that I just picked up from the shop. He's of the Bot Shots line and a kind of new and exciting version of them. A little bit different to the older ones. Here's Shockwave in the plastic. Makes a very nice looking little space truck. As you can see, pretty good. Has a nice big laser cannon and a fair bit of detail on him. Nice bit of sculpting and stuff. And he's made in Vietnam. As you can see here, you got like a little laser gun here. This is actually his arm, and here's his other arm here. And these guys differ from the older Bot Shots in that the old ones, Optimus, would just transform and stand up like so, whereas this guy, being of the jump shot, actually has quite a bit of spring in his step and goes a bit like this. Quite a bit of spring. An incredible amount of tension this guy must be under in vehicle mode. But the same concept is still there with the different stats. So you got his little fist with the 645 and the sword with the 110. And should be a laser gun here with that. And still the same deal, except instead of just rolling along and standing up, they jump. And more often than not, he will not land properly. So have a quick look at the sculpting. It's pretty good. I quite like the robot mode. He's got an angry single eyeball shaking his fist. I do love a good shaking fist guy. And his laser guns articulated. So it's like this when he's in tank mode, like that when he's not. And it's not too shabby actually. I quite like it. It's got quite a bit more personality to it than you know, all these guys who would use like standard, kind of use a bog standard feet for everybody in arms. But then, you know, he is quite lucky in that his entire body is just one piece, so they could just mold that. And probably the best way to transform him, it would be to fold up his arms first and then push back in the body. And then you make sure you're holding the arms when you push his body in, because he does have a lot of spring in his step, as you can see, and probably hear from that noise. It's actually quite interesting to watch. So I'll give him a little test out on the bench. Ooh! Yeah, and as you can see, it doesn't take much to set him off. Hasn't even touched Optimus. Oh, Optimus isn't working. Yep. Now, that was pretty good. He rarely stands on his feet, so if you're playing by the rules, that could be a bit of an issue. For those who are interested in using him with launchers and the like, he actually does fit with launchers, but just be aware, he's also more likely to set himself off. And of course, without this bit being flat on the ground, he will probably go and hit the ground there with his thing and transform before he actually gets to where he needs to go. But he still fits, so he's obviously the same width. See, there we go. Oh, he worked. And he even fits on Starscream's launcher as well. But yeah, as you can see, woo, they'll have lots of trouble trying to keep him in and load him onto a launcher, because quite often this will happen, which is only a slight pain. Actually, it's really beginning to annoy me a little bit. There we go. But because he is so tall, you don't get much clearance between the gun and usually the up launcher button. See, once again he transformed before he left. Seeing how this guy actually springs is quite interesting, and I have some slow motion footage of him in action. And just the amount of power there obviously works by everything springing down and pushing him up a little bit from the body there, and the arms going up as well. And it's very clever. And there's also a Bumblebee and an Ironhide as well. And Ironhide's a spinning one, and Bumblebee's a different type again, which I'm curious to have a look at and see how they kind of work. But yeah, if you're playing by the rules, you'll often he will rarely land on his feet, which is a bit of a shame, because I do believe that is one of the rules. If you have the same stats or something, whoever lands on their feet wins, and won't be this guy, because out of all the hundreds of times I've had him go, none of them only once has he landed on his feet. Usually happens like that. So it's a good little gimmick and a fun little toy. I wasn't quite sure what I was expecting from it. I just wanted a Botshot Shockwave for my burgeoning collection of Botshots, and he fits the bill quite nicely. And it is good to see that they're kind of mixing it up with different styles of Botshots instead of just the old like Optimus here, or the previous series. And you know, I think the extra jumpiness of this guy makes it a little bit more exciting. And I have to keep an eye out for one of the spinners as well, and whatever version that Bumblebee might be, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, if you like your box shots, I definitely recommend this version of Shockwave, and I'm very much glad that I haven't picked up a Shockwave before now. And that's what we have. Thank you for watching my review of Botshot Shockwave. Logic is my master. Look at that, he's like cuddling the camera lens. Oh yeah, you're such a sexy camera lens with your one eye. I have one eye too. We have something in common, you know. Yes. How about you come over to my place and I'll make you a nice cup of tea. I'll be over in a second, Lord Megatron.